The two boys sat cross-legged on the floor of that same room where Jesus had been born, and Theo told his story in hushed tones. The Magi have studied the night skies these many centuries, plotting the heavenly lights and seeking to understand their times and movements. Now know that my people had watched most keenly these 20 years or more, knowing that the Lord your God's anointed one was destined to come soon. What? Shrieked Jamie, frightening the donkey and making the camels stop chewing. What do you mean, you knew? It is in the writings of Belteshazzar, greatest of all the Magi, said Theo. Your prophet Daniel, the young Jewish nobleman, carried off to exile in Babylon, when probably of an age with me. I must tell you, son of Joseph, I have seen many wonders this 2 years since. The planet you know as Jupiter drew nigh unto that which is called Saturn, not once, not twice, but thrice, within but half a year. This is a very great wonder. It didn't sound particularly wondrous to Jamie. He'd noticed nothing special himself over the last 2 years. Ordinary stars, he checked. Those tiny pinpricks in the sky. I've seen angels. Theo remained just as excited by the signs he had seen, going full-on science geek. That is indeed a wonder, yet is not the planning and drawing together of natural events across centuries of circling years equally to be marvelled at? My masters calculate this triple twinning would happen but once in a millennium. And then, in but a short space of time thereafter, then the planet Mars did join them, the three conjoined in such proximity as may only be seen every 800 years. Your servants, seeing these heavenly shenanigans, believed that the time was indeed nigh. And then did grow upon us the notion that, perchance, if the mighty God of Belteshazzar had vouchsafed, had allowed us to understand these things, might not he also graciously permit us to journey here and pay homage to the newborn king? Else wherefore would he acquaint us with the tidings? We did humbly hope to see this new era dawn with our own eyes. Jamie was stirred by Theo's excitement. They'd read that Messiah would light up some Gentiles, and here Theo was right in front of him, face aglow. So soon! Yeshua didn't even look impressive yet, or have a horse to ride, and already he was having such a deep effect. We beseech the Lord your God to reveal to us the due season to set out, if so he willed it, Theo continued. Belteshazzar named him revealer of mysteries, and so he is. He sent a star, a guest star, one not seen before, a broom or tailed star, a comet, as you know them. It appeared in the east at its first rising, and we knew it was for us he sent it. He kindly beckoned us to join the hootenanny, shindig, party for his baby king. So you set out when you saw the star with the tail? Prepared we for a journey long and hard, said Theo, and in proper time began. Upon the way my masters bought fine myrrh from those who best know how to blend perfume, and frankincense. The gold is of Ophir, the best and purest as befits a king. At last reached we the beauteous land of old, the one your people wept for in their grief by Babel's waters, singing exile songs. Ancestral home of Daniel, that our aim, the citadel of fair Jerusalem. Jerusalem, said Jamie, a little surprised. These Magi had missed it for all their wisdom. The Ephrathine prophecy knew we not till yesterday, Theo reminded him. It seemed most right to us that a great king be born in palace halls, Theo explained. That is our earthly wisdom, is it not? That would a reasoned expectation be. And thus made we our way unto your king, Herod's abode, requesting audience. Herod, gulped Jamie, you went to his palace? Yea, and moreover he did bid us stay, with much civility and highest pomp. Jamie looked blank. Bling, said Theo. His joy was great at callers from afar. Once choice refreshment sweetly had been served, presented he my lords with divers goods, like spiced oils, fine silks, and much cool stuff. I stood far off, attentive with the bag, alert to offer up the baby's gifts. But soon transpired it, without a doubt, no royal infant lay within those walls. Too right, said Jamie, indignant at the thought of Yeshi being linked to Herod. You didn't give him any of our presents, did you? I mean, my brothers? Fear not, laughed Theo. Herod seemed nonplussed, puzzled, as we inquired about the newborn king. Then judged we all Messiah was not here. So as my masters beckoned for the gifts, they threw me looks of caution and alarums. I dug full deeply and, the gods be thanked, I grasped the flagon scented with pomade with which my elder master oils his beard, the broidered sash on which he wipes the comb, and velvet cloth for drying of the feet. The king was mighty pleased to gain them all. Needs must we purchase more at soonest chance. Jamie was impressed with Theo's cheek, to present King Herod with some beard oil and a couple of used towels from a Magi wash-bag. Theo finished his tale. Herod did feast us richly, yet knew naught about the newborn king of all the Jews. Enquiring of his learned men with care, he found out all he could to aid our search. Then slept we sound on beds with silken sheets. We rose betimes early, and oh, what precious sight should greet us in the dusk before the dawn! It was our star again, our special star, wandered in natural course to southern skies. Directly o'er the place the Christ-child lay. The boys' stomachs soon reminded them it was past lunchtime, so they trekked the short distance back to the centre of Bethlehem and the innkeeper's food. When they'd finished eating, Mary suggested that Theo and Jamie might like to take over looking after Yeshi for a while, so that she could have a nap. They went outside to the yard behind the inn and laid him on the ground so that he could kick about. He enjoyed that and gurgled with pleasure as Theo dangled the silver bells on the end of his silken belt for him to grab. Theo had expected to worship respectfully from afar, if he was allowed to worship at all. Jamie could see how the wonder of it consumed him, that he could be this close and share these simple, intimate moments, and yet still adore with all the reverence he felt due. A mystery this unknown God of Daniel seemed to specialize in revealing, just as he'd said. The innkeeper poked her head out of the back door. "Emmanuel," she sighed, seeing Theo play with Jesus. "Yes, that's it," said Theo as he worked out the meaning. "God is fully with us indeed." "How long do you think you'll be staying, dear?" "My masters will decide," Theo replied. "Not long, I guess. Tonight alone, perchance. We must return to Herod with all speed. Our duty was to haste thither ere now." "They should have gone back to Herod already," Jamie translated for the innkeeper. His brain was starting to tune in to the way Theo spoke. "Righty-ho," the innkeeper replied, as rising panic glazed her eyes again. She disappeared inside, trying not to think about her guests getting another chance to compare her food and bedding with Herod's. "We're probably going tomorrow too," said Jamie. "You were lucky you caught us." Theo laughed. "I thought the gods of luck the mighty ones, but could their luck account for Daniel's years or detail of the timings of our quest?" They spent a lovely evening with the Magi, Adam and Evie and their parents. Even the ever-flustered innkeeper took some time to relax and eat with them. And her grandfather and the oldest Magus swapped tall tales of the glory days. Then they all had an early night, as there were long journeys to begin the next day. It wasn't much after dark when Jamie heard knocking. He was rolling over to block it out when there came a hoarse whisper. "James, son of Joseph, wakest thou?" Jamie stumbled out of bed into the main room of the inn. Theo was shaking and out of breath. One of the Magi came from his room in a dressing gown of silk brocade. "What is it? Sopho melitimeno polykalos omopho ekpliktikapsilo Theodoropoulos?" "My master, I have had a dream this night." "Tell me your dream, and I will use my skills and arts to interpret it." "As I lay upon my bed of straw," gasped Theo, "there did come a messenger directly from the God of Danael, appearing unto me." "Gabriel?" asked Jamie eagerly. I know not." "He bade us not to call upon the king, but go back to our land another way." "Oh, the interpretation is fairly clear," said the Magus, a little disappointed. "Make haste, we must waken the others." As the Magi mounted their camels, Theo bowed solemnly to Jamie. "Farewell, James, son of Joseph, brother of Mashiach King. I return to my land a different way in more than mere geography, with much to think on. May the God of your fathers and of Daniel ever guard and guide you." "Farewell, Theodopipopoulos," said Jamie. "Safe journey." Eventually, the dust kicked up by the camels' hooves, which had revealed the king-like strangers only that morning, hid them again under the starry sky. Well, I think we'll leave it there, because that's often where we tend to leave the Christmas story when we tell it, although there is actually a fair bit left. I've only been reading you excerpts, because if I tried to read you the whole of my books, we would be here forever. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. So stay safe, look after each other, and God bless you all.